know that the big issue of launch was sign up, as I'm sure some of you may have experienced either personally or via other users coming to you all and asking how to fix that. So part of the reason why that was happening is a lot of individual user problems, but then also we had a problem on our end. So it was a combination of two things, and unfortunately that led to a lot of problems at sign up when we transitioned. So we're very sorry about that and the issues that that caused for everyone during that transitional phase. That has since been updated, and we've even included a way for folks to reset their phone numbers. So if you did, for whatever reason, sign up for a new account with whatever phone number you used during the transition, many users who have done that can now actually go back, log out. There's a new button in the bottom center. If you click on that, you can change your number to your existing account. So a lot of these issues are being resolved, and that was a big one during that time. So thanks for everyone that was helpful, not only to other creators, but to us during that time. With that being said, I'm sure there's a lot of questions and a lot of wonder with regards to what's coming, what's the latest. Um, Today, we just released an update to the desktop, and then we also released an iOS and Android update earlier this week. The mobile update was mostly bug fixes. There was a few bug fixes there, and then we also added a new audio setting that I will be going over in just a second. But that has been most of the major updates with regards to mobile. On desktop, there's a few things that we updated that you all should be aware of. The first is that the ability to go to your profile and then um, edit a stream. Uh, you're fairly quiet to hear. Okay, let me adjust that real quick. Sorry. Can you hear me a little bit better now? I was just a little far away from my laptop. Um, okay, so um, a lot of people were wondering, how do you actually delete a stream? There was a little bit of confusion with the purple button that came up that says join stream. You no longer have to do that. So if you go to your profile and just click on a stream, it'll automatically bring you into it where you'll get all of the menu options to delete it, download it, etc. So that's been updated. The second thing is that connected accounts in your settings has now been added to desktop. So if you go to your desktop settings and then go to connected, you can then now adjust all of your social media connections. So that has been updated and added to the desktop settings section. And then Twitter, there has been an issue with Twitter with some people connecting and not sending the multicast properly. We've resolved that on our end. We're still testing to see if people's connections fail, and if they do, we may have to take another step on an individual basis. But for now, um, that is the situation there. So Twitter's been fixed, but we're still testing to see if there's any issues. So if you all are connecting to Twitter Live, and your stream says it failed to connect to Twitter, let us know, and we'll look into it and see why. Um, and then lastly, the audio settings. So Caroline, I see your question about audio. I'm assuming this is a big question for a lot of folks. I know earlier today there was a lot of people dealing with echo issues in streams when they were multicasting and having collaboration. So the audio settings are fairly new, so I understand the confusion. We are going to simplify them. The settings to turn them on and off are going to be more tailored towards the type of content that you make and create. Um, but for now, there's three audio settings that are available. The first is echo cancellation, the second is stereo, and then the third is um, noise suppression. Yeah, Caroline. So they're not necessarily going to say travel, music, etc., where you just click on them, but they're going to be easier to understand in hopes that they're easier to maneuver and use. So with that being said, echo cancellation, you need to have that turned on if you're collaborating with other creators, unless you turn on the unless you have headphones and every single creator that is in that stream has headphones, you need to have echo cancellation on. This is something I know it can cause a little bit of confusion, but the main reason for that is because echo cancellation essentially was default in old Happs. Um, the reason why we've made these more optional and removed HQ audio is because this actually allows us to get higher quality audio for people that do podcasts, music, solo art streams, etc. So you'll get much more crisp audio that way. So for the best audio settings on a as an individual, it's best to use stereo on, echo off, noise suppression off. So that is the best audio settings on an individual level. For travel, that also applies. Um, the only one that I can recommend you toggle with and test is noise suppression because we haven't fully tested for outdoors noises like waves and cars and things like that with noise suppression. But um, that one maybe do one stream with it on, do one stream with it off, but keep echo and stereo the same so that you can hear the difference between noise suppression and noise on or off. Um, so that's that. Remember, if you're collaborating, echo on all the time unless everyone has headphones. If you're a musician, a podcast creator, an artist that's doing anything solo, echo off, stereo on, noise suppression off will give you the cleanest audio of those settings. Next up, um, I'll go ahead and start taking some questions. Those are the major updates. There are things returning to the studio that you all have asked for. We're currently testing those things and making sure that they're up to par and make sense for everyone. Those two things being screen share and uploading media. That's will be the next two big things that come back to the desktop studio. With regards to the mobile phone and Zoom and things like that, we'll get updates for that as quickly as possible and let you all know. But for now, those are the two major things that are on the docket for next releases as we continue to test and figure out how it's going to work. Okay, so Michelle, you had a question early on whether or not you can use Ecamm instead of OBS. Yes, you can. I believe Ecamm also has a virtual cam option. I'm not sure exactly how Ecamm works with virtual cam because if I'm not mistaken, you do have to pay for that, and OBS is free. Um, but any app or any app that has a virtual cam and allows you to select that camera within Google Chrome or whichever browser you're using that is compatible with Happs, then you can use that as well. So just a heads up on that one. Um, so we haven't been able to see people's comments from Twitter. Is there going to be a fix for that? So if you can you submit a report with the like the form that we posted in there that's pinned and have post a link that has that issue. We haven't seen it across the board, so it's like a case by case basis. So we need maybe a little bit more data points to find the solution for that. But our guess is that it has to deal with the same issue that is causing people's stream to not go to Twitter in the first place. So hopefully with that fix, you'll be able to see comments now. But if it continues to happen, let us know via that form as quickly as possible. Um, any other questions from folks? See Caroline's typing. Yeah, so Instagram Live is coming. TikTok is an option. There's a caveat there for TikTok. Unfortunately, the reason for that being is that TikTok requires a certain number of followers to even go live in the first place, and you also have to be a part of the TikTok creators um, club or whatever it's called to get desktop streaming available. So it's very um, insider, unfortunately, with TikTok. But those two things are coming. Like Instagram Live is coming soon. TikTok technically now works, but you need to be able to activate desktop streaming from your TikTok app. Badges. So the search page, we were informed, is the way that that is because we are testing. We're actually still testing the featured section that we see. I wasn't fully aware of that when I was saying, why don't you all see what I see? So that is the case. We are testing that, and we will release that to everyone once it's finalized. How come some have the option to link to TikTok and Reddit and others not? If you look into for Reddit, it's very specific. Reddit only has a certain number of subreddits that allow RPAN streaming. If you're someone that would want to use Reddit, you email us and we can see if that fits and makes sense. However, we have to be very careful with what we send over there because they're very strict, and we've gotten a fair amount of warnings that we've been testing with regards to what we send over there. So there's very, very strict guidelines over there. And as I've mentioned, TikTok is very specific in that they have their own rules, right? You have to have 1,000 followers to even enable TikTok as a live streaming destination, and then you also have to then unlock another item to even enable desktop streaming, which will then allow you to have that as an option. So just something to keep in mind. And with TikTok, if you do go live there, since it's going live via an RTMP, you will not be seeing comments from TikTok that are made on your TikTok live video until we have a more seamless integration, the same way that we have with Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and Twitch. Mal, can you send a description of, so for all of you that are filing bug reports in the off topic, just a reminder that there is a form in announcements, or no, it's in rules. There's a form in rules that is a bug reporting form. Take that, copy and paste it, and then put that into bug reports. That is going to be the best way for us to find solutions to this. So discovering who is live, best way to find that. Yeah, so that's a great question, Badges. So we're actually currently working on that system and figuring out the best way to address that for you all. Next week is going to be a big week for solving for issues that have been brought up via feedback, specifically like big issues that are being brought up. One of those being discovering live content. Um, right now, the feed is the best place to do that. However, if you're looking for people that you follow, the following section is the best place to do that. And from what I've been told, following, I believe, now prioritizes people that are live versus not live. So if you go to the following section on desktop or mobile, you should be seeing more live streams of people that you follow at the top. If you don't see any, then they're probably not live at that time. But random is also an option. I know random is hit and miss because it's going to send you approximately the same streams every now and then, depending on the topics that you picked. So we're still ironing out all of that with regards to the discovery of live streams. Are you going to continue to have content in the Happs channel? Not sure yet. If we do, it's not going to be the way we had it before. We're going to be reimagining and thinking a little bit about what we do on that main Happs channel. But Tutorial Tuesdays and things like that probably will not be returning to the Happs channel. What we will be doing is actually creating a bunch of tutorial videos and different types of ways to allow you all to find what you need. Um, in that form instead of trying to do it live and then giving you all the same tutorial every week with regards to that. Will there be a fix coming for the fact that broadcasts on Android seem to cut the top half off because it's really hard to watch streams like this? I did file it ages ago. Yeah, Doe. So thanks for doing that. we'll continue to check in on that and ask the team with regards to an update on that. Um, One of the issues is that Android has such a variety of screen sizes. So that's part of the problem, but we'll work to get that solved ASAP. Um, did the transition go like you guys expected? Of course not. No. No, 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 no. But it happened. We're rebounding back from it, and the team is working tirelessly to improve upon the app and fixing a lot of the issues that people faced when they when they transitioned. Image stabilization. Yeah, that will be returning. It is on the list. I know a lot of travel creators are asking for image stabilization, specifically, so that is on list of items to bring back. Um, is the featured section going to show anything other than music? It does. So I need to confirm if this is truly the case. But I believe featured shows people that you aren't already following, which is why there's a difference between the following tab and the featured tab. I'm not entirely sure if that's accurate or if that's something that we're testing and that's only what I see. But again, the feeds, the featured feeds, all of that is still being ironed out, and we're still figuring out what works best. So if you have any specific feedback and can write it out in a succinct sentence of what you would rather see, um, please drop that in general, and we can pass that on. But yeah, you should be seeing more than just music and featured already. We've had travel streams on there, we've had art streams on there. Pretty sure Issa's stream from this morning was on there, etc. And stop refollowing people. You are followed to them. You are following them. That is an issue with mobile specifically. If you update to the latest version, that should be fixed. That was one of the major bug fixes that was addressed this week. If it's not, let us know via the bug reports channel as quickly as you can. Is there an option to delete stream from mobile? Not yet, Mel. That is coming soon. Um, so sponsoring on the app was never an option. Um, Not on old apps either. So yeah. So you saw Andrew. Yeah, yeah. So I don't know if that is fully in place for everyone yet then. Um, well, we have categories again. Yeah, so categories already exist. We just don't have a way to differentiate and discover based on categories. That may be returning in the future, depending on how things go. But the goal is to just have you not need to do that by asking you what topics you wish to see, and then curating your feeds accordingly. Uh, Featured shows us nothing. Sorry, it's just on your end. Featured shows us nothing doesn't explain anything to me. Native Graffiti. Like, are you just not seeing any streams at all on featured? Like in the feed, or when you click on featured, you see nothing? Because if that's the case, then that's because we're still testing featured. And featured, if you notice, brings you to the same thing and the same view as um, the search bar that I showed earlier. That is not done yet. It's not fully fledged out. We're still testing it. So that's probably why you all have been frustrated with the featured section and why it's empty, which I totally understand. I guess when we can search more easily, it won't need categories. Yeah, that's the goal. And that featured section will be fledged, like fully built out so that you all can see live streams at the top and what's featured there. I would like the following section to show who is live that I follow. I'm not seeing anything on featured when I click on it or in my feed in general. Um, so as I mentioned earlier, in if you go to following, you should be able to see who is live towards the top, and we are now prioritizing live video towards the top for following. And if you're not seeing anything in your feed in general, then that is a bug. So if you can, please report that via the bug reports channel, please. If it's featured, then that's correct for now. Okay, gonna take a few more questions. On mobile, I don't see anyone in featured. Yep, okay, I've already addressed that. Why was the app released without being ready? Seems rushed and incomplete. Um, I don't know how to answer that, Badges, and I'm sorry, but I'm not going to. The app was tested thoroughly, was tested by members of the community. We went through it, we received feedback. Collectively, we thought that it was time to launch. When we did launch, as you can imagine, more creators using something meant a bigger strain on the app, uh, opened the opportunity for more mistakes. So that's the way that that went. We can't take it back. You can ask us why. You can, I don't know, be mad at us and frustrated towards us about that. I totally understand that, but at this point, we're heavily focused on moving forward and fixing all of the issues, addressing a lot of the questions that everyone has, and going from there. And most importantly, we really do appreciate the patience from all of you with regards to that. It's been a journey for sure, but as you can imagine, the team is working very hard to solve for a lot of those problems that were that were brought up when we did launch and more people started using the platform. Mel, if you for Zoom, I believe that's returning. If you want to learn more about why landscape was taken away, you'll have to watch the stream that is on the main Happs channel by the founders. They give an answer there about why landscape did not return at initial launch for that. But I am going to go ahead and end this now. I know, and I can imagine a lot of you have a lot of questions in the future. We'll probably schedule another one of these sometime next week at a different time to allow for different folks, depending on time zones, to join and also ask their questions, but we will continue to do these as best we can. And with that being said, Knowledge is live right now, playing some awesome music as he always does. So go check it out. It is pinned to the top of the feed. So let's go say hi and enjoy some live music. See you all.